Greetings friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm taking you through a few dinners that we had this past week, including a very easy casserole, breakfast for dinner, because that's always a treat, and the simplest crock pot meal because they are absolutely necessary on busy weekdays. So let's get right into our very first dinner, which is a Salsa Verde casserole. And I actually made this on a very recent video, a fast and easy vacation meal idea, where I put it together a few days before we left on vacation, and I just reheated it for one of our simple dinners in one of the Airbnbs that we stayed at. Super easy. Highly recommend this recipe for those busy weeknights. You can definitely make this ahead and then just pop it in the oven in the evening. So to start, you're going to need some chicken. I have a rotisserie chicken that my mom actually gave to me. She was done eating it, so she gave it to me, and so of course I'm not going to say no to that. It's a free rotisserie. So I shredded what I needed to right then and there, and then I put the rest aside, and I ended up shredding the rest of the chicken and freezing it so I can use for another meal. Also for this dish, you're going to need, I think I used 7 corn tortillas. You could probably maybe get away with 8, but you cut it in half and then you make other little sections. So you're basically cutting the tortillas into strips. And then in a bowl, you're going to take some softened cream cheese and you're going to add a whole bunch of herbs to it. You're going to add some garlic powder, some onion powder, oregano, cumin, and some chili powder, just basically all the powders. So you're going to add that to the cream cheese mixture. And I had some salsa verde left over in my fridge. I didn't use all of it, and I didn't want it to be super cold, so I warmed it up a little bit in the microwave before adding it to the cream cheese, just so it was easier for me to mix. And once that is thoroughly combined, go ahead and throw in those tortilla strips, mix that all together as well, and then it's time to throw in your shredded chicken. I used about maybe a cup and a half to 2 cups. You kind of just eyeball it. This is so simple. It's literally whatever you have. So I think this is probably closer to 2 cups, and you mix that in and then go ahead and throw in your cheese. So it's about 1.5 cups of cheese that I'm adding to the casserole itself, and I'm using cheddar and mozzarella because that's all I had in my fridge, which is totally fine. And then the other half cup of cheese, we're going to throw that on top right before we bake it. And here would be a good time to introduce myself to those that are new. My name is Alicia. I have a family of, we are a family of 5, I should say. I've been married to my husband for 17 years, and then we have 3 children. We have 2 boys and a girl, ages almost 10, 6, and 2. And on my channel, you're going to find a lot of food-related things because I love all things food. I have some Disney content as well because we love to go to Disneyland and Disney World, and I have some cleaning motivation decor videos on here too, but primarily I'm all about the food. So if you guys are really enjoying what you're seeing right now, I would love to have you subscribe, and I'd love to chat with you down below, so please leave me a comment, introduce yourself as well.
Here's to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake.
This next meal was probably everyone's favorite dinner of the week, and that is a butter croissant French toast. Who here is fans of having breakfast for dinner? We are definitely, to me, it's like a treat for some reason, because during the week, it's really difficult to have like a full-on like 3-course breakfast, and we love to have a full 3-course breakfast. So that's what we get to do for dinner this day. So I am cutting up some croissants that I had left over from a Costco haul. I'm just cutting those lengthwise in half, and I'm kind of letting them sit out to just kind of dry while I prepare the potatoes, because drier bread will soak up mixture better. So just letting those sit out for a little bit while I prep the potatoes. I am peeling several smaller russet potatoes, I believe these are, and I'm just dicing them, not too big, not too small, just kind of like in between, maybe about a 1/2 inch in size or so. And then I'm going to be letting those dry off as well because there is some moisture in the potatoes. So I'm going to lay them out on my cutting board and then kind of blot them with some paper towels to pick up any excess water.
Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to live.
for the butter croissant French toast, I'm actually using a recipe that I have. I don't even have it up on my blog yet, but I should make a post of that soon. But I do have it in one of my older videos. It's a freezer meal prep video. It is I think it's one of my very first, if not one of like my first like 5 to 10 videos. Super old video, but it is the recipe I still use today, and I've been using it for many years now. So I will link that video in the cards up above and in my description box down below in case you are interested. So for the potatoes, I place the potatoes in a bowl with some olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, and some paprika. And I'm placing the potatoes onto a lined baking sheet. I lined it with some parchment paper. I'm going to lay the potatoes onto that, making sure that none are kind of like laying on top of each other. I want to make sure everything gets cooked correctly and evenly. And then I'm going to sprinkle the top with some seasoned salt and some ground black pepper.
You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does, so baby, bye.
And I'm going to be frying up my butter croissant French toast in this electric skillet. I love this electric skillet so much. I've had it, I think, for maybe 16 years or so. I think my mom got it for us right around the time we got married. So this is a must-have in all households. I use this for everything from French toast. I make a great sweet and sour chicken in here. Sometimes I will use this for pancakes. It is just one of my favorite kitchen appliances. I'm going to be linking one similar down below because I'm definitely sure that this is still not being made. Unless it is, then that is amazing, but I will try to find one that is similar to what I have.
We watch the sun go down over the same old town, like so many times before. We look at the same old stars, battle the same old wars, like so many times before. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. Stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. If you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay. We were never meant to last, but all the fun times we had, I'll never forget. We will always share a bond, no matter what, 'cause you have a piece of my heart. And I know that we're not perfect, but
Ahead of us is a very, very busy day. It is the morning. I'm going to start this crock pot meal. It is seriously the simplest meal that you can make, but you can make it a little bit zhuzhed up towards the end, and I'll explain that in a second. But we just call this creamy chicken goodness just because there was no official name for this. We just kind of threw stuff together. But what is in it is okay, first off, hold on. This is absolutely amazing. I've been using these slow cooker liners for years, and let me tell you, they save you so much time on cleanup. It's just one liner and it fits around the entire crock pot. And then when you're done with it, you throw it away. And these are essential for those days where it's just like you really have no time for anything. So I am going to use one of those liners to start that off. I have some chicken. This is about 1.5 pounds of chicken. It's 2 to 3-ish chicken breasts. This is actually frozen, which is perfect. Then I have some egg noodles, sour cream, a block of cream cheese. We're going to use 1 packet of Italian seasoning, a can of cream of mushroom, and then I have some fresh mushrooms right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I put this all together. It's seriously the most simplest thing that you can do. And then towards the end of the day, I'm going to show you what I do to make this meal even more fresh, because I know sometimes crock pot is a bunch of like canned stuff, but those mushrooms are going to come in handy at the end. So I'm really not kidding. These liners are absolutely lifesavers. So the only downside is that when you go to shred chicken or shred beef or whatever is in there that you need to shred, be very, very careful that you don't accidentally cut like the plastic, because it defeats the whole purpose. Then you're going to have to wash your crock pot if it leaks. So just be mindful of that. But other than that, just helps us so much at the end of the night when we're just exhausted from everything that went on that day. You could just pick up the whole liner and just throw it away. Your crock pot is clean and ready to go for its next use.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted.
I have about an hour left here on the chicken that is in here. So what I'm doing is I am starting to boil up the water for the pasta that I have. And you can use any pasta. I'm going to use egg noodles. Of course, you can use rice or mashed potatoes for this dish. And also, while it's finishing cooking, I'm going to start cutting up some mushrooms just to add some freshness. And I have some thyme outside. I'm going to use some fresh thyme in this as well. So let's start cutting. Now, you definitely do not have to add mushrooms to this dish. I just like to do it when I do have time, just to add some freshness and earthiness to this meal, just because you're using kind of a lot of like canned products, and using some fresh produce is not a bad thing. So I had some time and I wanted to show you guys what I do. I just saute up all the mushrooms, make sure they're really nice and brown. I add some fresh thyme to it as well, and then I will throw that into my crock pot about 30 minutes or so before it is finished.
Moonlight and fire, dancing closely together.
And because I'm trying to keep this dinner very, very fast, I am using some frozen broccoli that I got from my Costco haul. This broccoli is great. First of all, you get quite a bit in one little package. And I believe there's 4 or 5 1-pound bags in a package of the broccoli that you get at Costco. And you just microwave it, or you can defrost it and roast it if you want. But why not just microwave it? Because if you are running out of time and this needs to be quick, that's the way to do it. And you can see here, I'm trying to be super cautious and about not going like all crazy with the shredding, because I don't want to rip the liner and make a mess and just create more work for me to do later that night. So just kind of shredding it up really nicely, or you can obviously pull the breast out of the crock pot, shred it on a dish, and then add it back into the crock pot, which is actually probably a smarter idea. But it does create one more dish to wash. So just do it in your liner. Just be careful. And now it's time to serve it up. And one of the things about this dish that you can do too is you can make this larger. So you can add maybe another chicken breast to this, add another can of like a cream of mushroom or even cream of chicken. Use those soups interchangeably however you see fit, and make this stretch into another meal for another time, for another meal during the week whenever you need a night that needs an easy meal. And I guarantee you everyone is really going to love this dish. My husband loves taking this as leftovers for lunch. All right, my friends, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel on your way out. I would really appreciate your support, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.